So today, we're jumping into a book that has been like a quiet revolution for over 25 years. It's called Your Money or Your Life. And look, it makes a pretty huge promise to completely change your relationship with money, and in doing that, to give you your life back. So let's unpack how it plans to actually pull that off.
You know that feeling, right? You wake up, you go to work, you make money, you pay the bills, you buy some stuff, and then you just do it all over again. It really feels like you're on this giant hamster wheel, constantly running, constantly chasing something more. A bigger paycheck, a nicer car, a better house. But even when you get those things, there's this, this nagging feeling that something's missing, that the fulfillment you thought you'd feel just isn't there.
Okay, wow, that hits hard. Making a dying? I mean, it sounds so extreme, but if you actually stop and think about it for a second, how much of our precious time, our energy, our actual health are we sacrificing just to make a living? It's such a powerful, kind of shocking way to frame the whole problem.
And the book forces you to ask that question. Is this it? Is this the real world we all signed up for? This world of compromise, where we're always telling ourselves, I would do what I really love, but I've got bills to pay. We trade our dreams for a steady paycheck, and slowly, without even realizing it, we kind of forget what those dreams even were.
And that leads to this, the ultimate, most dramatic question, like a highway robber is holding you up on the street. It forces you to choose, because for so many of us, the way we chase money is literally costing us our lives.
All right, so here's our roadmap to break free. First, we're going to dive deep into the making a dying trap to really understand how we got stuck. Then, we'll uncover the book's huge aha moment, the whole concept of life energy. From there, we'll get super practical with the 9-step escape plan, which is all aiming for the big goal, reaching the crossover point. And finally, we'll explore what it really means to have both your money and your life.
Okay, so let's start with the trap itself. Why are so many of us stuck in this loop? Well, the book argues it's because we're all following this old, totally broken roadmap for money. We're given a set of rules about work and success and happiness that, well, they just don't lead where we think they will.
And here are the rules of that broken map. First, your job is your identity. So what do? It's the first thing we ask people. Second, more is always better. No one ever stops to ask how much is actually enough. Third, buying stuff will make you happy. That next purchase is the one that's going to bring true fulfillment. And fourth, debt is just a normal part of life. Everyone has it, right? Yeah, listen to that. It all sounds so completely normal. That's just life, And to show how common this is, the book shares all these stories of real people. People like Rachel Z, a professional with all the outward signs of success, but who felt totally empty inside. Or Don M, who started questioning if his entire career was even worth it. Or Lane H, who realized her lifestyle choices had built her this beautiful cage she couldn't get out of. These aren't just ideas, they're real feelings people have every single day.
Wow, that really hits home. Think about that. When your job is going well, you feel great about yourself. When it's going badly, you feel like a total failure. You don't even realize you're doing it. You're letting your job title and your salary define your worth as a human being. That is the absolute core of the trap.
So how in the world do you get out? Well, the book says it all starts with one simple but really profound shift in how you see things. It's a single idea that changes literally everything. Let's get into it.
And it's called life energy. Okay, so get this. Money isn't paper. It isn't numbers on a screen. Money is your life energy. It is the finite, non-renewable hours of your one precious life that you choose to trade for it. You are trading your time on this planet for dollars. When you truly get that, money is never the same again.
That's crazy. That reframes everything. When you think about it like that, it totally changes what you're willing to buy. Suddenly, that $100 gadget isn't just $100. If you make, say, $20 an hour, that gadget costs you 5 hours of your life. 5 hours you had to spend commuting, sitting in meetings, dealing with stress, all for that one thing. Is it worth it? The question just hits you in a completely different way.
And this illustrates the whole journey perfectly. See, most of us get stuck at the first 3 levels. We see money as just physical stuff, or we get all tangled up in our feelings about it, or we just do what society tells us to do. But reaching this 4th level, understanding money as your actual life energy, That's the critical turning point. It's like the red pill moment that wakes you up from the matrix. Okay, so once you've had that big aha moment, what do you actually do? This is where the book gets incredibly practical and hands-on. It lays out a 9-step plan to take you from just being aware of the problem to actually doing something about it. This is your escape plan. Step 1 is a big one. You have to make peace with your financial past. And you do that by calculating a single massive number, the total amount of money that has ever passed through your hands in your entire life, your whole lifetime earnings. For most people, this is a pretty shocking exercise. No way! That's staggering to think about. I mean, to see a number like that and then look at your net worth and think, where did it all go? That is a serious wake-up call. But the book is really clear on this. It's not about feeling guilty. It's about drawing a line in the sand and saying, okay, that was the past. From now on, I'm moving forward with my eyes wide open. And that leads right into step 2, getting brutally honest about the present. This means tracking every single penny. I mean it. Not just the big bills, but that morning coffee, that app subscription, that pack of gum, every cent. The goal here is total, non-judgmental awareness of where your money and your life energy is actually going. So, you create a monthly table of all your spending categories. But here's the crucial part, and what makes this so different from normal budgeting. You add a final column, life energy spend. You calculate exactly how many hours of your life each category cost you. Wow, okay. Adding that life energy column, that's a total game changer. Seeing dining out cost you not just $200, but 10 hours of your actual life, that's powerful stuff. And at the end of the month, you ask this one perfect question for every single category. Did I get fulfillment, satisfaction, and value in proportion to the life energy I spent on this? And there's no right or wrong answer. It's not about guilt. It's about alignment. You might find that your morning coffee is worth every single minute, but your cable subscription is a total waste of your life. This is how you start spending consciously.
Now, armed with this incredible new awareness, the next few steps are all about taking action. Step 3 is minimizing your expenses, not by depriving yourself, but by consciously cutting the things that just didn't pass your fulfillment question. Step 4 is maximizing the gap between what you earn and what you spend, your savings rate. Step 5 is using that extra money to systematically wipe out all of your debt, breaking those chains to your past. And step 6 is increasing your income, but doing it intelligently, not just by working more hours, but by finding ways to add more value. These steps all work together to fundamentally change your entire financial picture.
Think about that for a second. Just the sheer weight of debt. It literally owns a piece of your future life energy. The idea of paying it all off and achieving that significant freedom, that really feels like the ultimate goal, doesn't it? You're not working for the bank anymore. You're finally working for yourself. And all of these steps, the tracking, the aligning, the saving, the debt elimination, they are all leading to one incredible moment. It's the climax of this entire journey, the point where everything changes for good. It's called the crossover point.
So, the crossover point is the moment when the income generated by your investments each month is more than your total monthly expenses. To put it simply, it's the moment your money makes enough money to pay for your entire life.
And this chart illustrates it perfectly. I mean, just look at that. Your monthly expenses are a relatively flat line. As you save and invest, your monthly investment income starts to climb and climb and climb. And that beautiful moment where the income line crosses over the expense line, that's it. That is the moment you are financially independent. You no longer have to trade your life energy for money ever again if you don't want to. That's the dream, right there. That one single point on a chart represents total freedom.
So how does this magic happen? Well, it's not magic, it's just math. The engine of financial independence is taking all that money you're saving and putting it to work for you. Your capital basically becomes your employee, working 24/7 to generate passive income. And it's all fueled by the incredible, unstoppable power of compound interest. Now, the investment philosophy here is really key. This is not about getting rich quick or picking hot stocks. The goal is actually the opposite of that. You want to maximize your passive income while minimizing your risk, so you can pay the least amount of attention to it as possible. The book recommends simple, boring, but super effective tools like low-cost index funds. It's about building wealth sustainably, not gambling it away. Which brings us to the final, and maybe the most important part of this whole journey. You've reached the crossover point. You're financially independent. So, now what? What is all this freedom actually for? I'll take both. Thank you. I love that. It's not a choice anymore, is it? It's an integration. You've designed a life where your money supports your values, instead of a life where you have to sacrifice your values for money.
And this is the profound mindset shift. You know, the rest of the world is playing a game called more, but the person who follows this plan is playing a different game, a game called enough. And enough is that perfect point where you have everything you need for a life you truly love with nothing in excess. It's a personal point of satisfaction that frees you forever from that endless, exhausting chase for more.
So, what does a life built on enough actually look like? Well, it means having the time for the people you love. It's having the freedom to dive deep into your hobbies and passions. It's being able to choose work based on its purpose and value, not just the size of the paycheck. It's living a life of true integrity, where your actions and your values are in perfect sync. It's all about getting your life energy back. So we'll leave you with the ultimate question the book asks. And it's not just some hypothetical. It's a question you can actually answer and live out. If you had complete financial freedom, if you never had to trade your time for a paycheck ever again, what would you do with your one precious life?